Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 43 of my 100-day vlog project. So this is a daily series for 100 days where I share what I've learned about pursuing a passion, following your heart, making your dreams come true, doing whatever it is that really matters to you, and living the best life that only you can live. So if you have questions relating to any of these things or about the creative process and the artist's journey, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So the past couple of days I shared about how there's opportunity for us to create whatever it is we've always wanted to create, or to make something that we've always wanted to, or do something we've always wanted to, and manifest the results that we've been dreaming of in our lives. It's just about finding those opportunities and creating those opportunities for yourself. And instead of seeing something as an obligation, it's also about seeing it as an opportunity for you to learn something. And ultimately everything that we work on and everything that we do in our lives is important towards forwarding us towards that bigger dream and that bigger goal that you have ultimately for yourself. Now the thing is, there's never going to be a perfect time for you to do the things that really matter to you. And and this brings to mind something that another teacher of mine when I was in Nashville said to me. So I think he was like the vice president of a major like Christian music company label, entertainment label or something in Nashville or in the US. Maybe just in Nashville, I can't remember now. But he was teaching a class about Christianity in the music industry, or Christianity in the entertainment industry. And at that point in time, my dream was to be a contemporary Christian pop singer-songwriter, so that's why I was in that class. But what I did not expect was how a lot of the things that he shared from his own experiences of making stuff happen in his life, it really inspired me. I think if I hadn't done that class, I feel like there were certain shifts in my mindset because of this teacher. And one of the things that he has said, which has stuck with me all these years, is make it happen. If there's something that you really want to do, if there's something you've been dreaming of, if there's an idea that you've been toying with, make it happen. And these three words are really important because nothing would happen unless you do something about it. The opportunities that you want don't just magically appear and fall into your lap without you having to do something about it. The projects that you have been dreaming of creating, the book that you've been wanting to write, the exhibition you've been wanting to put up, if you're an artist, the dishes that you want to cook if you're a chef. None of these things would happen out of the blue. You're not going to magically one day wake up and it's like right there in front of you. Life doesn't work that way. Things don't work that way. Our dreams don't work that way. If we really want something, and if it's something that really matters to us, then we have to make things happen. I think for many of us, we live in a world where there's a lot of external factors that affect the way we live our lives, and things that are kind of outside of our control. We need money to survive, and that is, money is a system that has been created even before we were born, right? So we kind of just have to adapt and go with it. The 9 to 5 job system is something that we kind of adapt and go with it because we need money. Getting married, having kids is something that we also adapt to because that's what everyone else seems to be doing. So nothing wrong with all these systems that are in place, nothing wrong with living life that way. What I'm saying is that we are used to having things kind of decided for us. We're used to letting these external influences decide how we want to live our lives. And as a result, it's very easy to fall into a mentality thinking that if something is meant to happen for you, it will happen. But that's not how things work. So at that time, when this teacher said, make it happen, I was like, wow, I really resonated with that. And I'm like, yeah, make it happen. But then, did I really make anything happen? I don't know. I think I did, but not in a very big way that I was envisioning. And it was only when I did my first solo exhibition 2 years after I heard him say those words. when I did my first solo exhibition and standing in that cafe surrounded by 30 of my paintings, which had taken me 2 months, just a mere 2 months to figure out how to make them and put them together, some of which are behind me on the wall here. And I had never organized, I hadn't done any art in 20 years, so that was a huge feat for me on its own. And at the same time, I had not organized an event before. There was something I had never done before, and suddenly I was organizing a week-long art exhibition. So it was a huge learning curve for me, this whole project of my first solo exhibition. And finally, when I stood there surrounded by my paintings, surrounded by people who had come to my opening reception, I realized that for the very first time in my life, I understood what this teacher meant when he said make it happen. Because for the very first time in my life, I had made something happen that wasn't because someone told me to do it or someone hired me to do it, or I was doing it because I needed to earn money, or I was doing it because I was trying to please, like make my parents proud or something, or live up to someone else's expectations. That for the very first time that I had made something happen that really mattered to me. And I wasn't waiting for, a gallery to discover me and give me an exhibition. I wasn't waiting for, when I have more inspiration, then I would paint something. Like, I just took action and made this exhibition happen. And the process of making things happen, is not always something that's going to be in a very big and grand, like in your face, dramatic kind of way. So I would say, for most of us in our day-to-day lives, it may not be possible for you to suddenly, drop everything and make some huge thing happen, but we have many, many little opportunities in our lives to make little things happen. What is that big goal that you eventually want to work towards someday? What is that big dream that you have for your life? And, from that big dream and that bigger goal, what is the smaller steps that you need to take? And even, when you have broken them down into like the smaller milestones and the smaller steps, there are still even smaller steps that you can take. Sometimes it's as simple as just, starting a practice every single day of, spending 10 minutes doing something that you love. Like 10 minutes a day you sketch, 10 minutes a day you look up new recipes, or or every day you cook a meal and you experiment with a new recipe if your dream is to be a chef. Like, it's about the commitment. It's about the commitment and deciding that, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to make my dream happen. And that making it happen is not something that, is going to be in the long run, but it's something that you do every single day in your life on a consistent basis. You make that thing happen. That small thing, no matter how, insignificant it might seem, but every single day we show up and we make it happen, eventually we would make that big thing happen and that big dream happen. And it can only happen really if you take action to make it happen. So make things happen in your life, and if you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page wherever you're watching this on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I will see you tomorrow.